Hey there, my name is Holly Cameron, and this is my video for my CTRI application. And we're at Whispering Meadows Ranch here today. I'm first going to point out and mention that we are working in our designated area for the lesson, and all of our gates are locked, so which means we're safe to proceed. And Raylene is our rider today, and Raylene is going to be riding Cheyenne in the lesson today. So I'm going to mention Raylene did come prepared. She has on her PATH approved helmet, she has on her pants, and she has her riding boots with the heel, which is appropriate attire for the lesson. So Raylene, we're gonna get started. I was thinking this would be a great day to work on that canter departure.
Yes.
We have, it's a little tricky getting Cheyenne into that canter. We're gonna really work on, refining that 3-2-1 sequence. 3, we're gonna body check, align. At C, we're gonna make sure that we're gonna give her that timely half halt so she can organize her energy. That way when we go into that canter, we're nice and balanced. Cheyenne is nice and organized with her energy off the forehand and her hindquarters, which is, we're gonna see that nice elegant canter departure that we wanna see. So we're gonna start off with a warm-up as always. We always wanna warm up our horse. Cheyenne is 28 years old. She gets a little stiff. So we wanna make sure that, we get, her loosen her muscles, mobilize those joints, and just make sure you and her get nice and connected. It's a great way to establish that communication too before the routine. So that way she can build that momentum. So we're gonna get started. I'm gonna do a tack check. So what we're looking for here is we wanna make sure that the saddle is positioned correctly on Cheyenne's back. We don't want it too far forward on her shoulders, pinching her shoulders, and it's not too far back here, preventing movement in her hindquarters. So this is a good fit for her. We have the saddle pads tented here, which is really gonna help give Cheyenne that clearance. So what we want is Cheyenne to move comfortably underneath Raylene. So she has that clearance with her shoulders. Our girth is snug and secure. Let's make sure everything is balanced. So we're gonna come over here. Everything looks nice and balanced. The girth is also, even. We don't want it too top heavy because that would cause the saddle to slip. So we want to make sure that it's even and secure. We have our safety stirrups on with the band on the front here. And Cheyenne is wearing her bitless bridle. So we want to make sure that everything is laying nice and flat and buckled and fastened correctly. We don't want anything getting in the way of Raylene's communication with Cheyenne. So this is good. This is going to be a nice, comfortable fit for her. And we're gonna get started because we got to get some movement. We got these bugs going on here. Yes. So what we're gonna do is we're gonna head up to the mounting block. Now we want to make sure that when we do the mounting process, we're gonna follow the steps carefully. We want to make sure Cheyenne's comfort and care is top priority. This is gonna set the tone for the lesson. So we want to make sure her legs are nice and squared up. So her legs are nice and squared up here, which is a really good position for her when we go to shift that weight over. She's in a good position to accept it. So Raylene, we're gonna step up to the mounting block. We're gonna gather the reins. We're gonna gather those reins in the right hand, or the left hand, right hand on the cantle. We're gonna put that left foot in the stirrup. I'm putting pressure on the offside saddle to keep it even. Nice. And you swung your leg nice and gently over, and let's hold her there for a moment. So that's why we keep control of those reins, because she walks off. We want to make sure for safety purposes we have control. So let's hold her there a moment. We don't want her to assume movement on her own. I'm going to move this mounting block out of the way, Raylene, and let's go ahead. Just get nice and connected with her. Hold her there a moment. Okay. So let's go, we're gonna do a halt at E, and I'm gonna check that girth again. Yeah, all right, so our horse, they can let out air, so I just wanna make sure I'm checking this, and I'll check this throughout the lesson just to make sure that's secure. How do the stirrups feel?
Stirrups feel better.
Feel good? Okay. So we're gonna go ahead, we're gonna make sure we're nice and organized here. We have our ear, shoulder, hip, heel nice and aligned. We have our straight back. Posture, shoulders are lifted. Raylene's chin is parallel to the ground. She's looking forward, and she's also balanced. I can see that everything, even from her reins, her seat bones are distributed evenly over the seat and her heels. So this is a good baseline for our communication and especially keeping our horse nice and straight. So we're gonna go from that halt to walk transition here, Raylene. So let's go ahead. We're gonna give her a little squeeze with our calves and a verbal cue to walk on. So our horses move away from pressure. So when we give that squeeze with our calves, that's prompting her to walk on. And when we release, she knows that she has done what we have asked. So as we go, this bending, we're gonna get her in these corners. So let's get her nice and close to the fence line. We can use that inside leg at the girth to keep her herded towards the fence line. And outside rein is gonna catch that energy. It's like a sandwich, keeping her nice, and we don't want her to cut corners here. So let's go ahead. We're gonna cross the diagonal here. So we wanna see some bending. We wanna get her nice and limbered up. So getting her in these corners is what's gonna help us. So right now, Raylene is demonstrating everything is at the center. She's keeping Cheyenne nice and straight. And we're gonna prepare for a bend in the corner here. And so Raylene, we're gonna look in the direction of travel with our eyes first. Our shoulders, hips are gonna follow. She's gonna feel that movement from your spine through the saddle. We're gonna open that inside rein a slight bit, inside leg at the girth, and her rib cage is gonna bend around your inside leg, upholding her. So you're upholding her, making sure, helping her stay nice and aligned. So let's try that. Let's try that again. As we go through this corner, we're gonna open that inside, just a soft flex. We can tip her nose in. And what we wanna see is like a crescent shape. That's where we know we're getting the most out of this workout here. Right, nice job maintaining that alignment. Let's go ahead and establish more of a working walk here. So our warm-up is not just for our physical, but our mental. Let's let her know that we're gonna start working here so she can build that momentum. We don't wanna go into a trot from a slow walk. We wanna go into it from a nice working walk here. So Raylene, we have that nice, we can elongate those reins a little bit just so her head can move in that natural movement. We have that following seat. Okay. And let's go ahead. I'm gonna have you do another halt at E. We're gonna go from our walk to trot. We're gonna go into our posting trot first here. Let's do a halt here. Just wanna do one more check before we go into that trot. Okay, this feels secure. Okay, so let's talk about that half halt before we go into that half halt. We're gonna give that squeeze with our reins like we're milking a cow, engage core, squeeze with the calves, soften and release. This is gonna prompt Cheyenne. She's gonna know something's coming up. We're gonna shift her up in speed and down with speed with using that half halt, okay? So let's go ahead. Remember our 3-2-1 sequence. We're gonna body check, which Raylene is demonstrating here. She's aligned. We're gonna check our alignment, ear, shoulder, hip, heel, half halt, and then we're gonna ask for that trot. So we're gonna go into that posting trot. Let's go into that posting trot at A, Raylene. So we have enough time to prepare. And remember that posting trot, we're going in rhythm with Cheyenne's outside front leg. So when that outside front leg comes forward, we're hinging those hips forward. When that outside front leg lands, that's when we're touching down in the saddle, okay? So we wanna make sure we're on that correct diagonal because this is gonna, we're taking that strain off of her back. We wanna work with her. So if we're not on the correct diagonal, it can really throw our horse off balance. So we're in that 2-beat gait. So we're 1, 2, 1, 2, 1, 2, 1, 2, 1, 2. So Raylene, we are on the correct diagonal. If we need to correct that, we can sit 2 beats. So that would be, up, down, down, down. And on that 3rd beat, we would just go back up and catch back up and get back in rhythm with her. We are on the correct diagonal. So as soon as we cross A, let's cross the diagonal so we can switch diagonals when we get to X here. And this is gonna be part of our routine. So we're gonna cross the diagonals here. Remember at X, we're going to switch, we're gonna go in rhythm with her other outside, we're changing outside front leg. So at X, we're gonna sit 2 beats and we're gonna get back in rhythm with her, very good, the new outside front leg. And we're on the correct diagonal. Nice job, Raylene. We want to keep those elbows at our side. And nice job keeping those hands nice and low by her withers. We don't want our hands posting. So make sure to, that ear, shoulder, hip, heel, make sure we're nice and aligned. We're coming forward just a little bit. Okay. So Raylene, let's go ahead. We're gonna do another, let's slow down from that trot to walk. So remember, we're gonna give that half halt, engage that core, sit a little deeper, allow her to step down, nice. Okay, that was nice. So make sure, really check on that alignment. We were getting pulled forward, just a hint, but really nice job maintaining your posture and those quiet hands, keeping those nice and low. All right, so let's go into that sitting trot. We're gonna do that sitting trot down the long line here. We'll do our 20-meter circle. And what we could do is, let's change it up a little bit. We're gonna do that 20-meter circle, come back on this side, and we're gonna pick up that, we'll come out of this corner, Raylene, and we'll pick up that right lead canter, okay? Just to give her enough time and enough space so we can really get that momentum. So Raylene, in that sitting trot, making sure everything is stacked correctly, that ear, shoulder, hip, heel. We're still in that 2-beat gait, but we're not posting, but we are absorbing that motion from the trot. So we're still partnering with Cheyenne, taking that strain off of her back here. Good job. So the key to this 20-meter circle, Raylene, is good job looking with your eyes. Open that inside rein a slight bit. Inside rein opening. I want to open it just to shape that circle. Very good. Good correction. Inside leg at the girth. So the inside leg, inside rein are shaping. Outside rein, outside leg are setting those perimeters. Good job. Very good. We want to see that Cheyenne's inside hind leg. We want to make sure that she's nice and aligned, keeping her balance in that circle there. Okay, here we go, Raylene. Remember, body check, that half halt, sit deep, and we're going to scoop her up. We're going from that 2-beat gait to the 3-beat gait. Inside leg at the girth. Remember, that outside leg comes behind, pressing on. Okay. She did step into it. We got like 1 or 2 good strides. Let's try again. Let's do a left lead canter just to really get her nice and loosened up here. So remember, we're going from that 2-beat gait to the 3-beat gait. So we're going to, remember, we're going to sit a little bit deeper, scoop that pelvis under. We're going to have that inside leg at the girth, keeping that supportive leg. Outside leg comes behind the girth, pressing that button on, keeping it on until she responds. So keeping that button on for her, giving her enough time so she knows what we're requesting from her, okay? And we're gonna open that inside rein a little bit. That's gonna help her know which lead to pick up on, and she's gonna elongate that inside front leg. So what we can do, when we get to M, we'll cut across this short center line at B here. We'll go from B to E, and we'll go back into that sitting trot, and we'll pick up that right lead canter out of this corner. Alignment is good. Elbows are at the side. Hands are nice and low. We're looking with our eyes. Yeah, so as soon as we get on the fence line here, let's go ahead and get into that sitting trot at H. Yeah. All right, let's go from that canter down to a trot. So remember that half halt, engage that core, sit deep. Raylene, we're gonna do a halt at A. We're gonna get started with the routine. I don't wanna wear her out, so let's go ahead and get started with our routine. Let's just remember, when we go into that routine, that half halt, body check before the half halt, and then we ask, nice job, Doug. Nice job keeping that alignment. Eyes forward, open that inside rein a slight bit. So we're gonna get started here. We're at A, we're gonna body check, and we're gonna go from that walk or halt to walk right here. And as soon as we get to E, we're gonna go into that posting trot, okay? So let's go ahead. We're gonna squeeze with our calves, give her a verbal walk on. All right, Raylene, so when we get to K, let's body check and give that half halt. Give that squeeze, let her know what's coming up. We're on the correct diagonal. Okay. And we're gonna cross the diagonals here. We're gonna come out of that corner. We're gonna look in the direction of our travel. We're gonna come down the diagonal here. Very good. Nice job looking where you're looking into the direction. Remember at X, we're gonna sit 2 beats and we're gonna be in rhythm with her new outside front leg. And we're on the correct diagonal, Raylene. So here at A, we're gonna soften that posting. We're gonna sit deeper, get into that sitting trot. And we're gonna come across, we're gonna go F, X, H. Nice job keeping everything, shoulders stacked over hips. Very good. All right, Raylene, here's our shot. We're gonna give her that half halt as C. Inside leg supporting at the girth. Outside leg comes behind, pressing that button on and staying on. Nice. Good, nice. Okay, we're gonna slow that down. We're gonna soften. We're gonna get ready for our posting trot at A. So we're getting ready for our 2-loop serpentine. So remember, looking with our eyes in the direction of travel. Inside brain open, inside leg at the girth, helping her shape. Ooh. So we're gonna cut across this center line here. It's a really great way. This is gonna keep her nice and attentive because we're posting and we're going in rhythm with her new outside front leg. Okay, Raylene, as C, remember body check, half halt, inside leg at the girth. Nice job, she picked up the correct lead. Let's transition down. Remember, engage core, half halt. Let her step into that trot. We're going into that sitting trot here at A. Remember, we want that nice 20-meter circle. We're gonna look with our eyes. Inside rein opens, inside leg at the girth, helping her rib cage bend around your inside leg. Outside rein, outside leg are keeping her nice and steady. Wanna see her inside hind leg step underneath her so that she's nice and balanced on this curved line here, okay. All right, so we're gonna stay in that sitting trot till we get to B here, Raylene. So we're going from that trot to walk. So engage that core, soften, sit a little deeper. Take some deep breaths. We're gonna get prepared for that dismount. And we're gonna, when we get past C, we're gonna do a curved line and we're gonna come to X, where we have shaped in the center of the arena here from our diagonals. We're gonna prepare for a nice safe dismount. How did the canter feel? Everything felt good? Do you feel the difference with that half halt? So she picked it up and we did get on the correct lead there when she came out of the left lead canter and the right lead. All right, so let's take a deep breath. Let's prepare for a safe dismount here. So we're gonna back her up, 2 spaces. Remember that pressure and release. So we back her up. As soon as she does it, we're gonna give her that release. Very good. Okay, all right, take a deep breath. We're gonna hold her here. Yep, we'll make sure her legs are nice and squared up, just like the mount, so she's nice and balanced. All right, we're gonna take those feet out of the stirrups. Okay, we're gonna lean forward, and you're gonna swing that right leg up and over. And push off. And we can give her some loving. She did a good job. And we're good.